Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth from Elpis Astrology at elpisastrology.com. Thanks for joining me today. So today this video is going to be on my take for the astrology and then the following horoscopes for the ascendants and sun signs for January 2024. So happy new year to everybody. I really do hope this is a new year filled with hope and positive things and maybe some hopes and wishes coming true for some of us, right? All right, so straight on the 1st of January, we have that Mercury that's been retrograde, that started its retrograde in Capricorn and then made its way back to Sagittarius, will turn direct at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. I mean, how auspicious is that? And I want to emphasize, especially for folks that are Sagittarians or that they have a placement in Sagittarius around the 22 degree mark of Sagittarius, and especially also for the Geminis. So you Geminis, if you've got something in Sagittarius around 22 degrees, or in the opposite sign, which is your sign, Gemini, or any other sign that has a 22 degree mark in Gemini, know that this is going to be significant for you. And I'm thinking if you are waiting for information to come in that's been held back, or not been clear, especially as it relates to your future and any travel plans, because these are all Sagittarian ruled type areas, know that everything's going to start eventually coming forward and working out. This just marks the start of the direct motion on the 1st of January. And then, of course, it has to make its way to go direct. Really kind of the third week of January when it'll be completely out of shadow and it will have returned to around that 8 degree mark of Capricorn where it started its retrograde in December 2023. Be hopeful. That's the one thing that this Mercury as a standalone in Sagittarius says to me, that this is hopeful news that comes in. It's future oriented. Good news arrives. As I said, travel, any types of travel could start really moving forward positively. And anything with regards to a foreign connection can also now move forward with some positive actions, right? All right, so our first new moon is going to be in Capricorn. And Capricorns, you've got 2 new moons this year. You've got one here at the 11th of January, but you've got a second new moon that will actually be around the 30th of December 2024. So 2 big new starts for Capricorns, or if you've got a Capricorn rising, for instance, around any of these degree points. So this first new moon in Capricorn will be at 20 Capricorn 41 minutes on the 11th of January at 3:57 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, notably, we will have this new moon squaring the north nodes in Aries. So this really, I felt, relates to, we want to get on this new path where as individuals, we can express who we are and not be afraid to do it. The new moon being in Capricorn says, and with the square to the north nodes, really speaks to, again, this uncomfortable transition time for the newness to happen, and this being held back by those that are in power, that can control the rules and regulations, that type of thing. So we're not clear yet, right? We're not clear to get on that path, that Aries path, and move forward doing our own individual things. There's some kind of challenge here that you need to overcome. But certainly if you've got something around that 20 degree mark of Capricorn, this could be a whole new start for you, especially now related to Capricorns or Capricorn rising, right? If not, sometimes this stuff can go by, without any real noticeable effects. Now, we have Mercury, which will be at 27 degree of Sagittarius, chasing, Mars, which is going to be at 5 degrees of Capricorn. And so it's the first time and the last time this month of January that although Mercury will chase Mars through the whole month of January, it'll be the only time that Mercury will be in Sagittarius. So I saw this also as a hopeful emissary. That's what I saw. And don't forget that Mercury, right, in mythology, was the only entity that could go from, the gods up there in the heavens down to Hades or Pluto, in the underworld safely without having any repercussions. And that's how I saw this. A Mercury in Sagittarius chasing this Mars is an emissary, is trying to work something out here for foreign nations, for the travel industry perhaps, and individually for our future. And it is trying to put effort into getting this moving forward. But all of January, as I said, we have Mercury chasing after Mars. It will eventually catch up, and there will be some significant things happen here, more so in February. But this is an emissary that wants to make change for the future, wants to change perhaps travel rules, that type of thing. And it's going after this Mars to get energy to push this stuff forward, right? Also could be diplomatic type stuff as well. Now, Mars itself in Capricorn will be sextiling Saturn, which is beautiful. This is opportunities for us to take action to what? To put new types of structures around areas of our life that more importantly relate to things like our spiritual values. It helps put structure around compassionate projects, for instance, too. Puts the energy into that. Now we're going to have Venus, which will trine Chiron, and that's going to be beautiful. So this brings in healing energy here. But it also could be, I'm thinking, females itself. We may hear from a female that can bring great healing to people, right? We have that moon and that sun trining Uranus. And that is absolutely beautiful. So Uranus brings in unexpected things. It can bring in enlightenment. It can bring in surprises. But the trine says, hey, this is favorable energy. It's favorable surprises and unexpected things can happen. I also saw this new moon. I almost saw it like an egg cracking a little bit. And with the Uranus part, the Uranus causes a crack in the egg so that this newness can come out. And if we think about it, right, even we look at chickens being born out of the egg, it's that type of thing that I'm getting here. And it's not always an easy thing to do, but all you need is the crack to have that open and have this new thing come forward, right? And I think this is going to do with, we're going to get some indication of, hey, there is going to be some new things, new changes here with regards to structures for all those things that are ancient, archaic, in the past. They should stay in the past. And we want this newness rushed in, right? So we're going to see evidence of that, slight cracks, right? We will also have Mercury, as I said, in Sagittarius. It will do a wide square to Neptune. And I know I spoke about this during the my video that I did on this whole Mercury retrograde. It is wide, but it's still there. It will be exact a couple days prior to the new moon on the 11th of Jan, just like literally on the 9th and 10th. And so what this brings in, the first thing that came to my mind was Caveat Emptor. And of course, that's buyer beware. Don't forget that Mercury can be a bit of a trickster here too. And especially in Sagittarius, it likes to exaggerate things sometimes. It makes things look beautiful, like really nice. How could you resist? And with that Neptune in the square, it really speaks to, potentially being deceived, potentially being snowed, a potential fog around where you really don't see what's going on. So if you do have something, say, around that 27 Sagittarius and or 24, 25 Pisces, there could be something here that may come up for you that you need to pay attention to. It's play out in literally communications with you, from you. It could be letters, it could be contracts, all that type of thing, right? Okay, the next thing that I saw important in the month of January was for the first time in a very long time, we will have the Sun conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And recall that 0 degrees is a critical degree, and it's the beginnings, right? So this, I believe, is going to mark, especially in the collective, a whole new beginning. The Sun is our essence. Pluto is about transformation. Aquarius is about change. And so look at the 20th of June, 21st, maybe the 19th. In the collective, in the world, some major change that is affected, maybe major changes. So we're talking about humanitarian types things, right? We're talking about things being equal for people. Now, Aquarius as a sign can also rule things like, outer space and potentially all the scientific things that we've got going on. So this could also mark the beginning of some new scientific discovery or something new happening up there in the heavens, right? Now, it will go on in February, the first half of February, that 0 degree mark of Aquarius with Pluto at that point. You will have the inner planets. I'll talk about more of this in February, but I did want to give you the heads up. So we're going to have Mercury, Mars, and Venus, all conjunct also after the conjunction of the Sun. I see the conjunction of the Sun as the most important, but then the first half of February with the other 3 inner planets, fast-moving planets, are also going to ignite whatever it is that came up around the 20th of Jan. We will have also that same day, Mercury will go direct and out of shadow. He won't go direct, but he will be direct and out of shadow at 8 Capricorn. And so this is all going to be occurring, the whole Sun conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius at 4:57 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're also going to have Mercury conjunct Mars at this time. So there's going to be some news, unexpected news come our way as well, where there may be some breaking up of structures of some sort here, right? So the effect of Mercury on the Mars is really, actually it may be breaking up structures, but it's breaking news. Whoa, that's what this is. Breaking news about some kind of archaic structures of some sort. And this could relate into politics and things like that, but it could also literally just be structures. We're also going to have Jupiter at this time sextiling Mars very nicely as well. So this is opportunities for us to move forward with our future, opportunities for others maybe to go travel, opportunities to work with a foreign connection of some sort. So we're looking at around that, 6, 7, 8 degree mark here of Jupiter in Taurus and then Mars in Capricorn, right, for it to have any effect here. But it could be also some lucky movement forward with regards to any of those areas. So the law is also involved here. If you have this set up at these degrees, the law, advanced education, publishing, foreign people, foreign things, and travel, as I mentioned. We will have Venus at this time in Sagittarius. We'll have a wide square to Neptune. And so this could bring about, I'm getting this word of sour, a little bit of sourness with regards to maybe that person, that love that we put on a pedestal. Maybe they're turning out to be maybe some of what we thought was sort of a soulmate type thing and that they were this perfect love. You're running into some challenges here where maybe some of the masks are slipping a little bit. And, in any love relationship, that's going to be part of the process and progress of a relationship where you start really seeing what's real, right? And so I see that this is what this may represent. It can also represent some kind of confusion with regards to foreign monies, for instance. In fact, this may be the start of us, what's going to happen to the currency that we're going to view as standard for the world, right? That may be indicated too, especially because of that Sun conjunct Pluto. So we're still talking about that day, Sun conjuncts Pluto These are just other aspects that happen. And Pluto, is all about power. All right. We have that full moon that's going to be at 5 degrees of Leo, 14 minutes, and that's going to be on the 25th of January at 9:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for Leos, this is going to be some kind of culmination that will be happening here for you. Let's go through some of the aspects of this day. We'll still have Pluto. That's going to be at 0 degrees of Aquarius, widely conjunct the Sun. The Sun is going to be squared to Jupiter, that's in Taurus. And then obviously that Sun's going to be with Pluto, but they're a wider orb now here, right? 0 degrees for Pluto, and more like 5 degrees for the Sun. We'll have the Moon square Jupiter. And we'll have Venus at 3, Capricorn, trining Jupiter, though. So this is going to be lovely energy with regards to what? I would say it's going to be lovely energy for us to maybe make some money. It could be lovely energy for us to increase the value of ourselves at this time. We may increase some of our possessions. We're also going to have that Jupiter at 6 of Taurus will be sextiling Saturn. And so this is lovely as well. I saw this as perhaps foreign nations being given the opportunities to put down new structure in their lives here. But certainly if you have something, say around that 6 degree mark of Taurus or 6 degree mark of Pisces, where Saturn is, it could be an opportunity to change up some of the structures with regard to some legal matter, for instance. Travel could have some new rules and regulations come in here too. That's a big one in terms of the collective at this full moon at 5 Leo. We're also going to have Mercury here that's going to be trining. It's going to be a wide trine to Jupiter, but it is there. So again, these are opportunities for us to discuss travel, the law, anything to do with advanced education and publishing, if you've got something around the degree points, right? Now, we have Mercury will be conjuncting Mars, but Mercury is approaching Mars, right? So it's still not conjuncted, but it's coming awfully close here. And so this is that, spark to get the message across. And the message is going to come across from those that have some kind of connection with regard to the rules and regulations. Now we end the month on the 27th of January. Uranus goes direct at 19 degrees of Taurus. So this is wonderful. If you've got something around the 19 degrees of Taurus mark and you've, say, been waiting for some movement forward that's been delayed, look towards that 27th of January for suddenly things start moving forward. Now, obviously, Uranus still has to build up speed to move forward here, but know that there may be something that unexpectedly comes in for you if you are waiting for something to move forward and you have something around that 19 degree mark of Taurus. All right, so next I am going to do all the sun signs and ascendants. Whatever resonates with you, you should be watching and or listening to. All right. All right, for Aries. So that new moon that's going to be in Capricorn squares your sign and involves the 10th house. So this is your career. This is your reputation. This is your social standing type thing. And so I would say that don't take this as a negative. Just take it as, okay, there's a challenge here happening in these areas of my life. More than likely, it will translate out into your career. But it's a new start. So for some, maybe there's some new rules and regulations that you've got to pay attention to in the job. So that's very Saturn ruling that Capricorn, right? It could be a manager or director institutes new things for you at this time that you have to absorb now into your career. That's what I'm getting the feeling of. And that is a bit of a challenge for you. Or maybe you just don't want to do that. Or there may be new things that you've got to do in your job that you say, I'm doing it too much already. And maybe you're going to have conversations with your manager about how you incorporate all these new things. And especially new things with regards to rules and regulations. How am I going to do that and make it happen? That's okay. Have the conversation. When we look at that whole conjunction of the Sun and Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, well, that sextiles your sign, Aries, and it's in your 11th house. So this could bring a whole new start, a whole transformation of friends in your life, of the groups that you belong to. It can also bring opportunities for you to make more money if this is, if you are actually involved in your own business. It could also bring a glimmer of hope with regards to literally wishes and dreams that you have. That could be up for you too. Yeah, I like that. And don't forget that we're going to have during the first half of February, all the inner personal planets conjunct that same degree point of 0 degrees of Aquarius conjunct Pluto. So it's all about transformation here in a positive way. Lots of opportunities to transform the 11th house, which I've just mentioned, that will continue through the 1st of February. And it's almost like this conjunction of the Sun and Pluto and then the following conjunctions of the inner planets in February is going to set you up in this area for the next 20 years or so. So pay attention to what comes up. It may only be a small piece, but that's going to become a bigger puzzle for you over the next 20 years or so, right? That's how long Pluto will stay in Aquarius. Now, when we look at that full moon in Leo, we know that's a fellow fire sign for you, Aries, and that's trining your sign. So favorable energy pulsating your way via the 5th house. Awesome. Double awesome because Leo rules the 5th house in the natural zodiac, right? So these are positive things coming to you, Aries, with regards to creative projects. Positive things coming with regards to your children, if you have them. Positive things coming to you if you're looking for new love. This could be really awesome for you. I know it's a full moon, but because it rules that 5th house of Leo and its new love, there could be opportunities here of energy coming in to promote a love in your life. For some Aries, you may actually give birth at this time because that 5th house also rules children. And of course, this is a culminating energy, generally speaking, right? For others, other Aries, you may decide, I don't want to do my business anymore. I'm going to change it. I don't want to work in this area anymore. I'm going to go back into the corporate world. Or I'm going to end this business and maybe start up another business in a short while from now. That could also be up for you too. But overall, this I think is going to bring for a lot of Aries a tie up in some kind of big creative project that you've been doing. And for other Aries, it may be a tie up with regards to some aspect of maybe working with celebrities, that type of thing. Can also be working with, royalty. Now, and not everyone's going to be involved in that, but it's tying up things with regards to that, right? All right. Take care, Aries. So when we do a little peek at February, I've already mentioned this a few times, but the inner planets, so that is Mercury, Mars, and Venus, will all, during the first half of February 2024, all conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, activating that whole conjunction of the Sun conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius on the 20th of January. Wow. I'll talk about that in my February video. We have a new moon at 20 degrees of Aquarius, and we have a full moon at 5 degrees of Virgo. All right, folks, As always, I'm sending everybody lots of positive energy, lots of love. I'm really optimistic about this whole new year of 2024, especially because we've got that Mercury going direct in the positive, hopeful sign of Sagittarius, 22 degrees on the 1st of Jan, kicking off the whole year in such a positive way. Great time to get your chart done if you did want to get your chart done. All my contact details are below. I offer you different things that you can do. I would love to do your chart. I love to do astrology. I also do combine it with tarot too in one of my readings. I'm going to leave it at that. Please take care of yourself, everybody. Stay tuned. I will put as many announcements as I can everywhere on social media when I do my next live session. I had such a great time with all of you. All right. Take care of yourself, and I am wishing you just the best of the best for 2024. Bye for now, guys. Hi, everyone. It's Elizabeth here from Alpus Astrology. I'd like just to give you a little more detail about what I do with regards to the services I can offer you. Certainly, I suggest that if you've not had your chart ever done, this would be a good time to do it. Contact me. All my contact details are below, and we can talk to each other back and forth and arrange something for you. So I offer different services. I offer a full astrology report for two of my services. One is where I look at both your natal chart and your progress chart in detail. I accompany that with a physical chart as well as your charts that I'm looking at for that year. I do what's called a transit chart, which really involves your progressed chart for that year in combination with your natal chart. I give you a report for that as well. Typically, I'd be updating an existing report for you. I have a lot of clients that come back to me yearly. And then the other service that I offer is a combination of taking a quick look at the astrology. Typically, it would be a year or 2 year, what stands out for me, looking at that, and then adding in at the end a tarot card reading to accompany it. I record that and send that to you pre-recorded. So that's not a live session. The other two that I do are live session. And then I offer, obviously, custom. I do a lot of picking marriage dates, compatibility. I typically use what are called Davison charts or synastry as well, where I can combine two charts to see how do these two charts of these people work together. More often, it's going to be sort of romantic relationships, but it can also be business relationships too. How well do we work together type thing by producing one chart. So I do all that. As I said, I would love to do your chart. Contact me below, and we can work together to make that happen for you.